welcome to another video. This is an unexpected one, even for me. So actually, I was about to record now the second part of my Azure Virtual Network series, but instead of doing that, because that video will be about virtual machine deployment, or part of it will be, and I already was a little bit shaken by that because I knew then when I need to show you virtual machine deployment, something will get in my way, which is pretty annoying. And so I struggled for some time to make up a tool which helps me out with that. I will present this tool today to you. It's available as a Docker image, and I will showcase everything now. And let me explain what this tool does and why it might help you as well. Okay, let's hop into it. So here we go. Today I sat down and I decided, well, actually it's time to do something for the community again and for myself. But besides of that, I created the AzVmOfferHelper. I know, a pretty good project name, pretty proud of it. It's open on GitHub, so you guys can look it up. I will put the link into the subscription down there. So that's the Azure VMOfferHelper, whatever that means. I will try to explain that in this video. Basically, this thing shows you everything that you need to know about it down here. And I will just go down here to the description, which shows you this part, which basically is, hey, that's how you could run. And I need to fix this because I changed the port. Let me quickly do that for you. Always the same. I looked it up the whole time, but no matter how often you look, it still is every time the same. Let me just really fixed port. I think the remaining stuff should be okay. I'll leave it in the video. Let me refresh the page so that you see what I did. It's now port 5000 here. So you can do whatever port you want, but let me actually go step by step and explain this command to you. Okay, and then we can look up what this tool actually does. Okay, nice. So let's try it out. First things first, let's do some variables so that you guys do not see too much annoying. So first thing is I am already connected to my AZ context and it needs an Azure Enter ID app registration. That's why you need to give him some environment variables, the Docker container I mean. So let's get the tenant ID. Let's get my client ID that I created from a key vault here. With that secret name as a plain text and stored in a variable so that you guys do not see it and I don't have to try to mask it in the video, whatever. Let's do the secret as well. So we're good to go. With those variables set in PowerShell, I can actually run this command and I will explain what it does. So what I will do, I will run a Docker image locally. And yes, you need to have Docker, in my case, Docker Desktop locally installed. Please remove the container when I stop my session because it's an interactive session. So I'm waiting while this runs and then afterwards the container is gone. And then set some environment variables, namely set it to development. Actually, I could set it to production. It doesn't matter that much. Set the tenant ID to the variable I just extracted. The domain is my company name, devdeer.com. You can see that. The Enter ID client ID that I just created from the key vault and the same from here, which actually needs to be client secret and not secret. Here we go. Let me do that in case I need it again in my notes and client ID. Then map the local port 5000 to the machine port 5000. Name this thing AzVmHelper as the container name and then use this image. This image refers to, let me scroll up again so that you can see it. Here's a link to the hub Docker. So I released this image under codingfreaks. So now you guys can download it from Docker and don't have to build it locally. Although this thing shows you somewhere in the README, I think I put in how to build this. Did I? Let me see. Is Docker build? Yeah, here it is. Here's how I built this image. Basically, please name it differently, but you could name it this way, whatever. And then this explains the resolving stuff. Okay, so cool. With that, let's try to run the container. So he pulls the image and then it's not that big as an image. And then on localhost 5000, you should be able to see the page. So localhost 5000, and I get an error, of course. So let's see, is that really what it should be? Let me fix this bug. Of course, I was the culprit because I renamed the variable, and it had to be like the variable name. I named it secret. I did. So I was confusing myself. Let's do it again. And it should work now. Let's go to the browser to localhost 5000. Okay, here we go. And this is my UI. So this is Blazor server, I think it's called. You can look it up. It's the codingfreaks Azure VM AzVmOfferHelper, of course. I also put in fancy stuff with Microsoft Graph to get my profile image from Entra ID. If you're interested in how this works, look up the source code. Anyways, so what this starts to be is it offers you, if you give it access, all your subscriptions that you have. So let me go to my test subscription, and it gives you a list of all current available Azure regions. I'm pulling this list. You can look it up there where I put it from. This is the actual current list of regions. This list is filtered by only those regions which are currently in the state open, which means there are, on this endpoint I'm using, there are regions which are there, kind of announced, but not yet opened. So also an interesting endpoint, by the way. But anyway, so let me go West Europe. As soon as you have subscription and region available, he can start to ask for other stuff. For instance, available VM sizes. So watch out here on the right side. As soon as I select one of the VM sizes, and those are already filtered for my subscription and the region. So that's why this combo box or select item came in here just right now, because after I selected those two, I'm finally able to select the sizes. I don't know. Let's go to the D thingies. Where's that? I always struggle with that because I'm not the infrastructure guy. What is it? 16 cores, whatever, 4 cores, 8 gig. I'm not deploying it. So he filled in the right way, and I'm coming to this point in a second. Next one, publisher. So what I did here is, because this list is exhaustive, what is it? It is the list that when you want to deploy a virtual machine in Azure, and you don't want to do it in the Azure Portal, which you should, right? I mean, you should not want to do it, if that makes sense. So it's always good to do it with PowerShell, even better with Bicep or Terraform or whatever it is. Though your task is, you need to define those 3 things in the so-called image reference. I will show you that in a second. So the image reference is kind of hard to get because you need to remember a lot of stuff. There are, in fact, PowerShell commandlets and AzCli commandlets, but it's hard to remember. They are hard to consume, and I will show you that later. Whatever. So what I did is I'm querying now all this stuff in this convenient UI, which you only can spin up, kind of, if you really want it, right? This is the plan. So, and what I also did, I tricked a little bit around because, at least for me, in most cases, I'm either using this for spinning up a Windows virtual machine or Ubuntu-based virtual machine. So that's my favorites. If you want more stuff to be in the header here, as you can see, this is alphabetically sorted, but those are kind of, I got them from the bottom, so you guys don't have to scroll for the most usual one, like Microsoft Windows Desktop, because behind this thing is Windows 11, which you probably need a lot. And then you have the different SKUs finally, let's say this one. And you finally get the JSON, which you need to apply to your automation, whatever, and you don't have to look it up. So that's the whole purpose of this website. Nothing more. That's it. That's what this website does. And as soon as you don't need it anymore, you just stop the website. I'm not doing it right now, and that's it. So in order for you to understand why I did the whole effort here, let me show you how it normally works. So if you go, let's say I'm going to a complete new folder. Let me do my sample folder md VM test. Let's say I'm going there. And let's open this with code. And I'm not going to deploy it. I just want to show you what the problem is. So usually what you have a new bicep file, let's say. And it's basically the same for PowerShell or Azure CLI, right? So when you say a new AZ Virtual Machine or what is AzVM probably, or AzVM create or whatever it is, you need those information. So what is this? Resource VM is virtual machine. No, not the SC. Where is this? Virtual machine. So I need virtual machine from compute. This one. So this is how you would start to fill in virtual machine. And by the way, this is not even nearly complete. So this would be VM, my VM, whatever, probably not going to work. This is something like West Europe and so on. And now what you get is you have properties. And in those properties, you have two things, which I pointed out in my website, which is storage profile. Here you go. And this storage profile tells you, you need to give me an image reference, which has exactly those information. So you need to define a publisher, and there is no IntelliSense on that. So what this is it gives you the copy-paste experience to say, okay, this is my publisher. Then I have an offer, which is Windows 11. And I cannot remember how it's written all the time, but I don't have to anymore because I have this tool now. And this is the SKU, SKU, which I actually want. So the plan is you have publishers, like all official Microsoft Windows Desktop 10, 11, and so on images are under this publisher. The offer is Windows 11, so that's the version that you have. And then the SKU is the actual version you want to deploy on your machine. So that's it. So now this is where my tool helped you. The same for hardware profile, which I also always cannot remember. And here you have some stuff, but turns out this is not very well readable here, or this list doesn't bring me that well, because it doesn't show you what it actually means, this price model. And this list is listing you all the VM sizes which are there. This is not respecting your actual current subscription that you're on, and also not respecting the location. So it could be that there are some locations where you don't have a standard EA4 V2, and this is what this combo box is taking. It takes in those two values and says, okay, give me your subscription region and I will populate whatever Azure claims is available in your region for your subscription. Okay, so and then VM size is whatever I selected. Here we go. And with that, you're good to go. So what would you do instead if this tool did not exist? So actually what the plan, for instance, for storage profile is, or let's say for this year. So what you should do is get AZ VM image offer, I think, for instance, this one. So first of all, you may know the location, but you don't know the publisher name. So image, I think, publisher. So first of all, you would do this call, and then you would look up here with this Schmitz RZ Consult GmbH. This is a German one for sure. So now we have this list. Okay. And now this list is literally not usable, because if you don't know what to look for, this list is pretty much useless. You need to know that you search for something like Microsoft Windows and then whatever. So next, then let's say you got this, then the next call would be, okay, with the information of the publisher, you keep it in your head or in a variable, you go to the offer, and then you say, okay, I now understood that I need this publisher. Okay, cool. And then you get all the offers. And with that, you would go then and ask for the actual SKU, giving it the offer, here it is, Windows 11. And now you get all the SKUs, and that's the value that you need. You need to keep track of all the values. And because this is a poor experience, and it's annoying me for a long time, I decided to create this tool, period. This tool has some limitations currently, and I will see if I go in. For instance, if you select a region like China, this will break probably. I'm not sure. India is working, I think, but China is not. Reason being, yeah, China is not going to work. So you don't get a selection. Is that breaking? Yeah, it's not coming back. I think you need to refresh after this, after you've done this. And let's go and try it out if it works now again. Yeah, it works again. So it kind of breaks when you select China. Is this because China is pretty special and I had some bug here in my backend? Sorry for that. But that's not the point of the video. So that's it. So I just released my first Docker image. Congrats to myself. As Coding Freaks, I simply had no reason to do before. Now I had a real good reason. And I think it's nicely done. It still has the Blazor image here, which is okay. And brings me to my second point, which is I finally did a tool in Blazor with my solution structure and everything. And I tried to be pretty clean here. Look it up if you want. I probably did something wrong. Write me in the comment if you see something which I did wrong, whatever. But it works. And it works pretty well. And I solved my problem and made myself ready for the next video. So I can stop this thing here. And if I go to see all the containers I'm running, so actually my container is gone. And then you can look up and Docker image rm DC8C, the first one here, this one DC8C, and I will remove it. Docker image ps ls, and it's gone. Yeah, and that was all that I wanted to show you guys. I hope I explained everything correctly. And now I'm ready for the next video, which will be about VMs. I'm not sure where I put this video in, like playlist-wise. Let's see. Okay, I hope this was informative for you. You can use this tool, and if you have some information, feedback, whatever, feel free to like my repository or star my repository and maybe give me some hints. See you next time.